Oh yeah, no amigo pukes just to the left, no amigo pukes just to the right, but what we do have, the Nintendo 64. Now we're playing with power.
This video is brought to you by viewers like you. Make sure you like and subscribe and join if you can. Thank you for your support.
Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer, a little retro wrestling if you will. I was a big Macho Man fan, a big Ultimate Warrior fan back in the day. Regardless guys, I want to talk to you about what's going on with the N64 and the Atari Gamestation Go. You know, I was able to load up some ROMs here. I'm going to go through what I have, and I captured some stuff on a video card, and I'm able to play, you know, the video for you so you can actually see what's going on with the system. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. No, we have some issues, let me tell you, and that's where we're going to go through the video here, but it does give us some hope. I am no expert, guys. I just grabbed my backup ROMs of the video games that I own, and I put them, you know, in the system. That's about it. I'm going to show you what I did. I'll show you the folders, and I'll show you the gameplay that I captured from this device, you know, which is, you know, for the most part enjoyable. You know, everything that I keep pointing out are things that are extra. They're not meant for the system to do. As far as everything else, everything is running great, at least to my, you know, preference. You know, you can nitpick here and there, the sensitivity of the trackball. Some people may not like. We need some paddle functions. Of course, we haven't even had an update for the system yet. So all of these things might be corrected with system updates. You know, the community, I'm sure, is going to chip in, but let me start yapping and stop yapping, and let me just show you what I have so far as the N64. So a few games that I put in here. I have Doom, Mario. You'll see some others. Let's just go.
All right, humans, here we go. You listen to that? So there's the issue with the sound. So let me first start by telling you what the purpose of me making these videos are. I'm an amateur at this. I don't know anything about this. I'm just showing you, you know, what I'm doing on the system and how it's performing. You know, there's people out there that specialize on this stuff, RetroArch, which I believe it's what's running on the system. Okay? So if you can see, there is some stuttering in these cutscenes, you know, and it's not that bad. Or, you know, how should I say it? When I'm playing, at least my movements are not stuttering. You know, they're not lagging, if you will. But the sound is, right? For this particular game, when we're talking about Turok, you know, it just, the movements are okay. You can see that I can move it all right, but the buttons are not all mapped. So I don't know how to get to the buttons. As you can see, I'm turning left and right at the moment I'm doing this. You know, pressing all the buttons, trying to find, you know, which button will make me move. I even tried, just so you know, I even tried hooking up my Nintendo 64 controller that I have for the Switch. I own that, so I tried to plug it in to see if that would do anything, and it didn't recognize it right away. I don't know if there's other things that I should do, but you know what I'm saying? These are just my first thoughts on this thing as I'm loading it, right? But it doesn't matter what game I'm using, it's still stuttering in the sound, right? And, you know, as far as the movement, this one was, as far as the picture, this one was the worst. Look at this. When I pulled it up, this is what I got. And eventually, I got stuck in this game. And you can see this is the file format here, Z64. That's what I'm using. Again, if there's those of you out there who know more about this stuff than I do, please leave it in the comments. You know, let everybody know so we can make this better. James Bond, it was pretty much the same thing where, you know, it recognizes some of the buttons, but I couldn't move. Once I got to this place, you know, I was trying all the different buttons. I could look around directionally, but as soon as I press a button, it would go to this, you know, and then try to back out. And you can hear the stuttering in the sound, right? But that was pretty much it. You can't move when you get to these third-person shooter games for whatever reason. We need to set up the controls. It needs to be a different BIOS. It needs to be a different file format. I don't know what it is, but like I told you, this is what I'm using here. These are some of the files that I put in. Star Wars Racer actually didn't do too bad. I changed the screen setting to it. Right, this is supposed to be original, and then you can stretch it out. So I did both, and let me tell you, here we go. This is some gameplay here, and you can hear the sound, right? But as far as control, within this game, it was okay. It was reacting the way I was moving it, even though I crashed here. But pretty much I was able to navigate the whole track. I went all the way throughout the track. Here's more towards the end, but I was doing it all over the place. And the ship was maneuvering, but the sound was tearing. You can hear it, right? I don't have to tell you. But those are the issues that are going on with this system. And I played, Paper Mario. Again, whenever you see these scenes, this was less because it's a type of game that doesn't, I guess, require a lot of, video memory. But the sound, right? It plays okay, but the sound, it may vary with you. I don't know how many updates of the software out there on these consoles that are out there, right? And like I said, we don't have a software update yet. And I don't know if Atari, wink, wink, will help us out with their next release, right? Let me see. I did Doom. Let me tell you, Doom, it's the same thing when we get to the sound. But as far as movement, there's no problem, right? The problem that I had is I got stuck here because I can't set up the controls to map a button so I can open the doors. So this is as far as I got. But you can hear the sound, right? It's still tearing up. But as far as my movement, as far as shooting, there's very little. Oh, there you go. All right. So I got stuck with the door. So then, we get, what else do I have? Pokemon Stadium. I tried it again, but then again, it gets to the issue of mapping the buttons, right? You're supposed to get all 3 balls in here, but only 2 buttons were available, right? So I just got stuck at that screen. The best performer by far was Mario. Mario, you still have the tearing of the sound, but as far as controlling, it wasn't bad for me. I was just doing it with a D-pad. The sound was not cooperating, right? And I'll change the aspect ratios here so you guys can see the difference. That's the widescreen. But as far as running around, there's a little stuttering here and there, but it moves. It's not the best looking. But again, I don't know if I'm using the right BIOS, the right file format, all that stuff. I just don't know what to do in these things. I'm not that familiar with RetroArch, if you will, to make sure that I have all the correct settings and stuff like that, and that I have all the right BIOS. And if you guys know, hey, please let the rest of us know so we can make the system run better.
All right, guys, that's just what I was able to do. I'm an amateur. I don't know anything about, emulation or RetroArch or anything like that. I just grabbed some files, put them on here, and I'm showing you the results that I have. I'm sure that people that know more about emulators and BIOS and all that stuff will be able to do a much better job at loading these games. And one of the reasons that I'm putting this out is so the community can look at what's going on right now, and maybe they have some solutions. If you know of some BIOS packs that we can use, any way to optimize these games, hey, let us know. We'll all be better for it. But the one thing that I can tell you is that I am supremely happy with my purchase so far, and I'm looking for more stuff to put in here. But so far, the stuff that I have, just having the arcade games that I have and the PlayStation library alone, is more than enough for me, more than the $179 that I paid for the unit. And for this type of quality, let me tell you, this is not a cheap, Chinese type product. It feels hefty in the hand, and the unique controls, for me are really what sold me on this unit. I didn't want the same, everything out there. It's basically the same two joysticks. It's basically the same games. It's basically the same everything. And this just gives me an option for me that I have more of a retro feel. I want to play those old games, the old Intellivision, the old Atari, SNES, all that stuff I carried in my pocket. And the more options we have, the better. The better it'll be for me, at least, and the more fun we will have. All right, humans, make sure you like and subscribe. Most of you haven't subscribed. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, brother. Subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.
Hey, you made it this far. You might as well subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button and join if you can.